Lord have mercy, y'all. I'm exhausted. Brand new camera stand. I don't think I've had it but 3 months, and it's literally falling apart. Right where the phone inserts, there's these side pieces, these clips that are falling out. And the big camera stand, it broke 2 months ago, like 2 or 3 weeks after I bought it. Every single camera stand that I've ever bought from Walmart is trash within a few weeks, if not days. It's crazy. They just don't make stuff like they used to. Y'all, I was reading this case. There was a little girl who had her arm torn off by a shark down in, this happened yesterday, Boca Grande, Florida. Where is that? Is that like west? I've never even heard of that. I've heard of Boca Raton, but I've never heard of Boca Grande, Florida. I hope that's how you say it. The craziest part about this whole story is that authorities didn't know if it was a shark attack. People are getting so dumb, y'all, that our safety is at risk, okay? They really are. They're getting so dumb that our lives are in danger. Listen to this. I'm going to read it to you. And I want you to think about this rationally. Where did her hand go? That's the question. What could have took her hand? Where did her hand go? I got to reading this and I immediately started going into full attack mode against the sheriff and first responders because it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that people are getting this done. So this baby girl was only 9 years old and she was airlifted from Boca Grande, Florida to a hospital Wednesday after suffering a, quote, apparent shark bite while in the water at a southwest Florida beach. This happened near the 2200 block of Shore Lane in Boca Grande, a small coastal community on Gasparilla Island. Listen, I barely speak English. The girl's family confirmed her identity as a 9-year-old named Leah. Leah's mother, Nadia, was about 4 feet away when she heard her daughter, who was snorkeling, emerge from the water and scream. Nadia saw Leah's right hand up to the wrist was covered in blood and mostly torn off. Nearby construction workers rushed to help Leah and her parents as they screamed for help and scrambled to get ashore. A Good Samaritan said the group quickly grabbed shirts to help Leah wrap up her injuries to try to stop the bleeding. Boca Grande Fire Department Chief C.W. Blosser III confirmed that the 9-year-old's injuries were consistent with a shark bite. No shit, Sherlock! No, it was an alien. It was a sea cow. It really infuriates me, and I'm being facetious. I hope you're laughing, because they're dumb. They're dumb. Do you hear this? What took this child's arm off? Well, let's think about this rationally. What could have it been? Like, the only logical explanation is a shark. She's in the ocean. It's crazy that they have to confirm this when common sense tells us this. However, first responders said that there was no shark in the water. Nope, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was a piranha. It was a swimming cheetah. It was a swimming black panther. No, we didn't see no sharks in the water, so this was not a shark attack. Let me guess, she burnt it on the stove. I can't believe they even printed this buffoonery. You know, it's just so stupid that they're even having this discussion that it's comical to me, okay? And I just got to make a joke out of this because people are literally getting dumber. Literally. Sorry, I forgot to do this. Hello, y'all. Hey, Bridget. That's the only name I recognize so far. Sorry. It did. It did. So the fire department says that the 9-year-old's injuries were consistent with a shark bite. However, first responders said there was no shark in the water when they arrived around noon. We are cooked. The chief declined to describe the extent of Leah's injuries, but emphasized that the injuries were severe enough to require helicopter transport to a hospital. This is a 9-year-old child. They're tiny. If they, we only have X amount of quarts of blood in the body, and children have way less than we have. And an injury with her missing, what they said was half of her hand missing and part of it still hanging. She would have been losing a lot of blood. And so I'm glad that she's okay now. Who was the girl, the surfer, the pro surfer? Bethany Hamilton. She had her entire arm ripped off by a shark as well. And she went on to be a pro surfer. She was amazing. This happened yesterday. It's just crazy that they're even discussing what took her hand off. You know what it is. It's about tourism. It's about money, honey. They're scared that they announce there was a shark attack, that it's going to discourage travelers from vacationing on the beach. That's why the fire chief and the first responders didn't want to say that it was a shark attack. It's about tourism and money. 100%. It's crazy because they were really debating what took her hand off. I mean, it's just it's so stupid, it's comical. I had to make a joke about it. I started reading it and I said, are you kidding me? I'm gonna go live. This is too good. It's like, how can I explain this? Hold on. Let me think. Let me think. Let me cook for a second. It's like if somebody was riding a dirt bike and got in an accident and the cops show up to investigate the scene. It's very clear that they wrecked and that led to them dying, but the cops are standing there. Well, maybe it was a bird that flew out in front of him. Maybe this was a hit and run, when it's very clear that it was a car crash. It's crazy that I don't even know how to put it into words. The only way that she would have come out of that water missing a hand is if it was a shark attack. So the fact that they're like, oh, we don't see any sharks in the water, it couldn't have been a shark, is crazy. It's comical. It's like, wait a second, I'm pretty sure he took half of her hand and went to go feast on it, homie. He wasn't sticking around. Like, I mean, it's so funny because it's so stupid. They really do be doing nothing out here, don't they? They really do be doing nothing. And then the sheriff's like, or the fire department, he's like, well, we're not sure if it was a shark attack. No, it was a dolphin attack. It was a dolphin. No, it was a fish. It was a guppy that got that arm. Like, it's crazy. I'm looking for that gift card. There it is. I need to get some groceries, y'all. I ain't got nothing to eat. I have absolutely nothing to eat. Oh, it's been
Free pickup on NC Highway 135.
What are you talking about? Damn Google services going crazy. I'm tired, y'all. Where is my vape? I just had 2 of them and now I can't find it. There it is. Where did her hand go? Some days I don't know how I get through it, y'all. Stress is killing me. And it's only about to get worse. That's what I was sitting in the car thinking about. I was like, damn, I think I got it bad now. Wait till next week when I ain't got no car. It's going to be real bad. I've already been through that. So, yeah. There's no way in hell you can look for work living on the fucking streets. You don't even get no sleep. I went 2 days without sleep because you can't. Your life's in danger. You close your eyes. They got music on. Walmart thinks they're Sears now. I'll climb up in there. People are so rude. They literally stand in the middle of the aisle like you just saw that lady doing. Some people actually have a little bit of respect and they go over to the side like they're supposed to. The level of entitlement to take up the whole damn aisle instead of paying attention to your surroundings and being respectful to your community is astounding to me. It really is. That thing's almost $2. That's crazy. Well, I'm not gonna get no yogurt. I don't know what's going on, but I hope that's not a mass shooting or something. That'd be my fucking luck. She made it through everything. Got gunned down in a Walmart. 2 p.m. on a Thursday. She had boiled eggs and noodles in her hand. Trying to take me out. Damn it. I don't know what that was, but it was going crazy. $2.38 for 28 cents. It'll be 38 cents after tax. That is crazy. They got the same beef jerky at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. People do it to themselves. These high-ass prices. There's literal flies flying all over that. I'm gonna get tomatoes. Music. Can y'all hear that music? I hope not. Rolling out the Reebok stuff. Some of it's kind of cute. Not for $40 though. They done bumped their heads. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing with Rhodes products, Hailey Bieber's products, Elf products. Jack the prices up. We'll see. I won't be buying Elf no more if they do. We got one. They got music on. That's what happens when you can't afford food. Where's my receipt? It was almost $7 for one orange, one tomato, and a small bag of eggs. That's not even, I mean, that's literally one meal. With the orange and the tomato. I'm going to put them on tacos. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's only going to get worse. Buckle in. I think people want it because they're just accepting it. Walmart was kidnapping me. The cost to produce a single egg is between 20 to 40 cents a piece. There's 6 eggs in the bag. Even on the high end, that would be less than $3. And I just paid $5 for this. Basic math. They're making more money off of us than they've ever made before. COVID was the stepping stones towards robbing us. That set all the scams into place, honey. It's crazy people don't realize this. And actually, given the circumstances of them having a damn egg factory and a chicken farm, they probably make that bag of eggs on the cents. It's probably more like 5 cents per egg. And I got charged $5 for 6 eggs. I'm exhausted from the bullshit. I wish people would really open their eyes. I really do. I mean, it's literally killing me. COVID was how they learned to scam. The past 5 years is how they've got their experience in scamming. Those eggs cost pennies to make, produce. Google says 20 cents to 40 cents an egg. Hold on one second. 26 cents to produce one egg. This bag of eggs was $5 almost. $4.70, I do believe. It cost about $1.50 to make this. They're making more money than they've ever made before. And they've just become better hustlers since COVID. 100%. It's crazy. Fast food is even worse. They've been using the same damn product since Jesus was a boy. But yet, it just gets more expensive. I don't eat that shit. You shouldn't either. If you're having mental health problems, it's probably coming from the food. Riddled with anxiety and depression, and you just don't feel good, low energy, and you're eating fast food I would say twice a week. That's why. As low as twice a week will affect you mentally. That's why I'm having eggs and tomatoes for dinner with a side of orange, because my mental health is my priority now. How long have I been doing a clean bulk? It's been like 2-3 months, and I've saw more benefits in 2 or 3 months than ever before. I've never tried to eat a whole food diet, but I do it now, and it's crazy. Surprisingly, I had Taco Bell the other day and I didn't feel like shit. That surprised the hell out of me. Just go ahead, even though you had a stop sign too, you douche canoosh. Yeah, I didn't feel bad, but it's probably because it was just beans on a burrito. How can you mess that up? Yeah, I can't eat that stuff. So I got eggs for dinner. Eggs for dinner. You know what sucks? Life. Life sucks. Sorry. No, but for real. I had to put gas in. We just put $8 in, and then somebody sent me like $30, so I'm gonna put the full $30 in, because that'll only make it till tomorrow. This is a V8 Chevrolet. I bought it because I was in construction at the time, so I needed it, and I was making great money, but now I can't afford it, so it's being repossessed. But the gas is why I can't afford it. It's like $2,000 a month in gas, and I can't do it. Like, I literally cannot. I spend $40 to $50 every single fucking day in gas, and it's killing me. Not to mention I can't afford the truck payment. Google doesn't pay me enough. Millions of views every month count for nothing. Let me come in and check on the classroom. Oh. Probably what's wrong with me. Actually, statistically speaking, the longer you're homeless dictates how homeless you're going to be and how long you're going to be homeless. The longer you're homeless, the longer you're going to be homeless. If you fall into homelessness and you get off the streets within a year to 2 years, your chances of success are astronomical. However, if you have been homeless for longer than that 2 year mark, your chances of success continue to dwindle every year that you're on the street. Maybe learn about something before you comment on something you know nothing about. I'm not a very smart woman, but I know what I know. The longer a person is homeless, the longer they're going to be homeless. If they don't meet that 2 year mark, it just gets worse and the problems get worse. That's what the studies show. The humidity ain't that bad today. Hopefully, this weekend will be nice too. There's no resources set up for people to pull themselves out of homelessness. As a matter of fact, the farther in homelessness they go, the less likely chance of a job and schooling they have. Once my truck is gone, I will have no opportunities to get a job because I will not have resources for a job. I won't have transportation. I won't have money for gas. I won't have money for food. I won't have resources to shower. I will have no way to shower once I do not have a truck anymore. That is most homeless people. There are no resources in the communities for them. People need to wake up and fact check themselves. Go ask Google questions before you come here talking to somebody who has been on the streets pretty much their whole fucking life. Thanks. Thanks. So I put 25 in, and I actually wanted to sit here and see how much money I'd have in my pocket this week if I wouldn't have spent all my money on gas. So I want to see. What is today? Thursday? I'm going to look at the past 4 days' receipts. $25 got me right at a quarter of a tank of gas. It's a little over a quarter of a tank. It's not half, but it's in between half and a quarter. You know what I mean? To fill this gas tank up, it costs around $65 to $85 depending on the city and state and what the gas prices is. The closer you can get under $3, the better off you are. If you're soft, please find the door. Some of y'all have been living in your mama and daddy's ass so long. You come here and it shows, honey. Some of y'all are so fucking privileged. Y'all are gonna have a hard life because of the fact that you fail to recognize how privileged you are. As your head is shoved up your mom and daddy's ass, as they pay for your insurance, as they pay for your food, you ain't even never been motherfucking grocery shopping before, and you want to come here and run your mouth to me? It's cute. You're gonna have a hard life. You better learn to respect your parents and grow up. Anyone with a vulgar name or a vulgar profile picture and or cartoons as their profile picture will be blocked because this is supposed to be restricted against children. And some of y'all give your ages away by commenting on shit you ain't got no business to be talking about. You have no skin in the game if you still live at home. You have no skin in the game if you haven't been through the Department of Corrections and grew up in foster care. You have no skin in the game if the government didn't wrongfully incarcerate you twice for crimes you did not commit. Stay in your fucking lane. Your mom and daddy ain't never spanked you. I will, honey. It's probably what's wrong with half of y'all. If your mom and daddy would have damn wranged your neck, you probably wouldn't be acting like you do half the time. Some people need to be punched in the throat. Let's see here. Gas. Saturday. I want to go from Monday. So Monday I spent $35. Refuel $60. Tuesday. Wednesday I put $30 in. That was yesterday. And then today I put 28 plus 8. So what's the math on that? I'm sorry. 35, 60, 30, and then another 34, 30. Lord, Brooke. Anyways, that's how much money I'd have in my pocket right now if I didn't have this fucking truck. At least $200. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I've been sitting most of the week. That's only gas to get to the bathroom, gas to get to shower, gas to go get groceries for dinner, because I can't buy stuff like this and keep it on hand. So anything that's like this, I have to buy on the go the day that I'm going to eat it. This is how your life becomes more expensive in van life. Because you could buy a whole 12-pack or 18-pack of eggs for the same price that I bought these. I've been doing this the past 2 or 3 days, showing y'all how van life is more expensive than living in a house. Sure, you don't have a water bill. Actually, you do. You're going to be spending about $100 a month on water. And that's outside your gym membership, where you would be finding running water if you need it. There's nowhere, you can't walk into a McDonald's bathroom or a gas station bathroom and fill up your water bottle. So you're going to need a gym membership. And you're also going to need to be buying packs of water, if not gallons of water. You're going to need it to brush your teeth, to wash out your dishes, to cook, to clean. This is not cheap. I can't do it. I can't swing it. I ain't been able to, you know? It's much more expensive, and there's so many ins and outs that people don't think about until they move into this situation, and then like it hits them in the face. These van lifers on YouTube, I blame, because they make it seem like this is a life of luxury and ease, when it's a life filled with constant cleaning, constant financial maintenance on the car. I've been through, I don't even know how many sets of tires in the past 2 years. I just had to replace $250 sensors. I just had to replace a $600 headlight. I need another headlight. My front windshield is cracked. The list just goes on. When you're living out of it and you're using it every day to go get your resources, what are your resources? So your resources would be your food and where you shower. You're going to spend money just going to get that every day. It's very complex. It's very complex. And it's stressful and it's expensive. And I think that people need to be honest about this instead of trying to glamorize this, because it makes us that are struggling, that have been struggling in this situation, we get forgotten about, because all of the van lifers act like this is all hunky-dory and this is a personal choice. I want to be clear, this is not a personal choice. I moved into a car to escape sexual torture bi-weekly. I'm living in a car because I do not want someone sexually abusing me on a weekly basis. That's why I live in a car. So if you want to say that saving myself was a personal choice, yes, but I had no choice but to move into my car. So, you know, it's like people think that I moved into my car to start a van life channel, and it's nothing like that. I had my channel before I become homeless. Exactly. I can't be any more frugal than I am. Exactly. My paycheck last month was $650. My truck payment is $705. My insurance is $141. The gas for the vehicle is $1,200 to $2,000 a month. That's being frugal. That's going and loitering in a Walmart parking lot for 3 or 4 hours, going to use the bathroom, going to a different park to loiter for 2 or 3 hours, using the bathroom there, going to a different park to loiter for 2 or 3 hours, using the bathroom there, and then maybe going to the gym at night so that you can use the bathroom 2 or 3 times there and take a shower there and then go find parking for the night. Just that whole route of using the bathroom and washing your ass is going to cost you about $30 a day if you have a V8 vehicle and or an RV or anything that has an actual engine. There's a little bus over here that's a F350. Honey, expect your gas bill to be $2,000 a month, and that's just to go find a bathroom so that you can pee every day so that you're not catching a charge in the street pissing. It's crazy that nobody talks about the factual things that come behind this. These van lifers, they get these Sprinter vans and they decorate them and they want to make this look like it's a life of fucking luxury. Y'all have been with me for 2 years. What is luxurious about this? Y'all have seen me had to resort to some of the nasty. I blew a freaking what is that thing called? An air rocket? A snot rocket. I had to blow a snot rocket on live because I had no tissue to wipe my face. But this is glamorous. I've been a week without washing my ass before because there's no resources in the community for homeless people to shower unless they have a certified bank account through an actual financial institution. Cash App, Venmo will not work. You got to have a bank account to even get a gym membership. Most homeless people can't even do that. That's why they stink. And then there's nowhere for them to go to shower. There's not even a homeless shelter in this county. There's no resources for homeless people in this county. So I understand if you live in a major city, maybe they have a shelter, and we've talked about that before. Those are extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous. The potential of rape goes up astronomically for women in these environments. That's a whole nother problem that I won't even crack into today. But they're ridden with drug addicts, alcoholics, people that are suffering from mental health issues. All systems are down. The cops have been defunded. The mental hospitals don't exist anymore, and or they're packed. All systems are down. Homeless shelters are at the worst place that they've ever been in this nation's history. They do not offer resources, and they do not get you connected with people to help you get off the streets. Okay? Been there, done that. It's a joke. It's like the foster care system. There's this false illusion of what this system is and how it works and how it helps people. Hey, thank you, Curtis. God bless you. Thank you. Some of y'all, I see why some of y'all's lives are absolutely riddled with self-hatred and a lack of awareness. Someone just asked, hold on. Do you ever think that you're homeless because you don't accept help? I've seen 20 people offer you a place. First of all, let me go ahead and block this idiot before I forget. Second of all, this is what I'm talking about, ladies. These perverts are going to come out here and they're going to know that you're fucking homeless. And they're going to act like they want to help you. They'll let you move into their fucking house, and it's only going to be less than 90 days before the mask comes off and the torture fucking starts. And you got to put up with it because it's their only place to go. You got to put up with it. See, some of y'all are so desperate for a pretty girl like me, y'all tell on your weird ass selves. You creep. You creep. Why would I want to go move in with somebody? Why? What is wrong with y'all? I need to send somebody over, to check on y'all. If y'all think that it's fucking normal for a girl to meet somebody off the goddamn internet and move in with them, then it's official. It's official. I'm not the fucking problem. I've been leaving those comments up in my comment section because I wanted you ladies to see how the devil comes after you when you're at your lowest. He's hoping that you sign a contract with him and sell your soul to whoever's offering you help. Be for real. Nobody cares about you. Listen, I'm not trying to sound cynical. I want people to know the fucking truth. If you have family, if you have children, if you have a grandmother, if you have a father, that's a little bit different. But once those people are gone from your life, Lord forbid, I hope you never lose them. But someone like me who has no one, when you lose your family, nobody's going to give a fuck. And matter of fact, once society finds out that you have no one, that's when Satan sends his little minions out to try to get their hooks in you. I've extensively talked about how men and women prey upon people who are at their lowest of low. They come from poverty. They were previously sexually abused. 90% of strippers were sexually abused. 90%. Most sex workers were abused. Most women that are trafficked were abused. Do you think the pimps and the players don't know this? No, honey, the pimps and the players are the ones saying, I got a place for you, girl. Come stay at my house. That's how these things start. That's exactly the type of scenario that I've been trying to escape for 20 years. Some of y'all don't listen. Why would I want to put myself back into a situation to be subjected to more exploitation, psychological abuse, and, Lord forbid, sexual abuse? The only type of person that would invite some homeless ex-drug addict ex-con into their fucking house would be a pervert. Nobody gives a fuck unless they can use you. It's time to grow up. People need to grow up. People need to grow up. Not everybody that wants to help you has your best interest at heart. And matter of fact, studies show that most people are self-motivated. That means they operate on their feelings and not facts. They want something from you. People are crazy. I literally showed the house that I used to live in. I could still be living in a house like that right now if I would just sign that contract with Satan. All my bills would be paid. I'd get $1,000 a week allowance. Free Botox, free boobs, whatever kind of plastic surgery I want, I could have. I never wanted for money. I never wanted for anything. My bills were paid. I always had money. Always had the nicest new skincare products and the nicest new clothes. Went shopping every week. Went on vacations. I've been there and fucking done that. And even back then, I was there because I loved this person. And when that person destroyed me from the inside out, I was so grateful that I didn't sign up and sign up with Satan. I saw things for what it was. You know, there's tons of people I could be with for money. I will never do that because I'm not that type of fucking girl. The amount of people that come here trying to get me involved with some kind of fucking buffoonery like that is really concerning. I leave some of those comments up because I want other women to see how you don't need everybody's fucking help. And more often than not, people who are offering you help are trying to actually harm you. Like I said, give it 90 days, the mask comes off. You don't need everybody's fucking help. There's a lot of dangerous people out here that will play off of your trauma, that will trauma bond to you, and keep you held hostage for years in an abusive, toxic cycle, just so they can fuck you and use you and abuse you, gaslight you, and psychologically torture you for fun when they're bored. That's a narcissist, by the way. I leave some of these comments up with men offering me a place to stay and offering me money for sex because I want young girls to know that this is not acceptable. This is not normal. I want people to see me living on the streets knowing that I would die on this fucking hill teaching women how to respect themselves. I'll die on, I mean, literally. I would rather die in the fucking street than sign a contract with Satan. So if that's what happens, I went to my grave being defiant and strong. She is strong. She is beautiful. She is independent. What was that movie? The Help? Is that what that was? It was a great movie. But you know what I mean? Like, I would rather literally die in the street than put myself back into the type of situation that I finally escaped from 2 years ago. And I'm proud of myself. I'll always be proud of myself for making this decision. I had a life of luxury. I didn't have to worry about money. I worked, and I also had somebody, you know, that I dated for half a decade. And the choice to get clean, it was either I stay in that situation and I kill myself slowly with heroin and risk overdosing, because I had several times. I knew I wanted to be clean. I knew I didn't want to be in that situation. One of the things that kicked off my sobriety was realizing that we were both not good. Like, we were both struggling with different addictions. We were both toxic. We were both violent towards each other. We were both toxic. And so I really wanted to get out of the relationship, and I knew the only way that that was possible was to get clean. And I wanted to be clean, so I got clean. And and after getting clean, I cut that person out of my life. That was one of the first people that I ever like I knew I had to get away, because they were gonna, it was gonna lead to me killing myself. That person is still in active addiction. He lost everything. He works for the federal government. He was a computer programmer. He also owned a few businesses, and he lost everything. He lost his businesses. He lost his home, his $1 million mansion. He lost everything, cars, assets. And he lives in a trailer now in the middle of Virginia, which it's peaceful out there. Don't get me wrong. You should be grateful for anything you own. But the point is if I would have stayed with him, I'd probably be dead, because the girl he dated before me, she's dead. She was found hanging in our $1 million house. Her name was Trish. She had 2 children. She was with him before me. I don't know if I believe she killed herself. The Guilford County, or Stokes County, this was in North Carolina. They deemed it a suicide. But I don't know, it's weird. It's very weird. He said he come home from DC and she was dangling in the house. He called 911 and they said that she had took her own life. She had Xanax and cocaine in her system, and she left behind 2 children, which become the center of a custody battle through 2 different states, because her relatives were in a whole nother state. It's crazy. It's like, I look at that now sober and I'm like, damn, dude, you literally done lost the love of your life because of drugs, and here you are with the second love of your life implementing the same behavior. And granted, this person was 20 years older than me too. So he should have been the lead in the relationship. He should have been guiding me towards a better way of life, but that was not the case, We were making bad decisions together, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like he forced drugs down my throat, but he did supply them, and gave me the funds for whatever drugs I needed. So, and that went on for years. So I just want to be clear that it's only because of my own strength and sheer will that I even got clean, because if I wanted to, I'd still be doing dope. I get no fucking credit. I'm used to it at this point. This is why I constantly reiterate the same fucking stories, because it's like, wait a second, if you were in my shoes, you'd still be getting fucking high. You know how I know? Because stats, because of statistics. Not too many people I don't think I've ever met a drug addict that had unlimited supply of money and drugs that chose to get fucking clean. Look at celebrities. They usually end up dying. you know, because of the unlimited access to money and drugs. So I'm proud of myself, and I'm glad that I got out of that situation, but you don't need everybody's help. I remember when I first met him, he took me out to dinner to Fleming's in Greensboro, and we were leaving dinner, and he was like, I would love for you to come by my house. I know you like to cook. Do you want to cook for me? And I was so thrilled, because I do love to cook, and I really love to cook for somebody that I'm interested in. So I was so excited to go over there and cook, and I think I made like pasta and garlic bread. And I remember going over there, I was explaining to him, like, I'm not coming over there for sex. We're not hooking up, because I just wanted to like set the ground rules. And he was like super respectful about it. And then, which is crazy, because at the end of our relationship, he would become sexually violent. So it's like, it was a mask. The whole act, oh, I'm not worried about sex, I like you for you. It was an act. So anyways, I get over there, and he asked me to move in. First of all, this is a huge red flag. You should be dating somebody probably a year or more before you even think about cohabitating with them. And matter of fact, a lot of people ain't going to agree with me on this, but matter of fact, you should be married before you start moving in with people, because of legal reasons. If you don't want to cause yourself a bunch of heartache and have your shit laying in the street, and or you're having to put someone else's shit in the street, it's best for you to do things the right way, and maybe wait a year or two after seeing someone before rushing into a fucking relationship. Tell me that you are not ready for a relationship without telling me that you are not ready for a relationship. People that implement that type of behavior is not ready for a relationship. But you know, I was like 28 at the time, so I didn't know no better. The big beautiful mansion looked beautiful to me, and he was treating me right. And, you know, the love bombing and the money bombing and all of these promises of the future and blah 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 blah. You know how it goes. Women do the same shit. Women do the same shit. Don't take it personal. If the shoe don't fit, don't wear it. So the big beautiful mansion looked appealing. And I remember when I moved in, it was like, I don't know, not even a week later, the fighting started, and I knew that I was in over my head. I knew that I was trapped. And I was for like 4 or 5 years, living in this big old beautiful mansion that was empty. We never had friends over, never had family over. Well, I don't have any family to have over. We never had a normal life. It was all about drugs and money, and it's a really sad time when I look back. It's like, yeah, Satan gave me everything I ever wanted, but none of it mattered. All, you know, after about the first year, all I cared about was getting clean. But I was stuck in a vicious cycle of using, because you get sick when you don't have heroin, and I knew I wanted to be clean, and I got clean. I did that on my own, and I'll continue to do that. But it's crazy how many people come here telling me that I need a relationship, that I need to find a man. And I would have to say to you that you're the type of person that needs to sit the fuck down and crack open a book. Stop hip hopping from person to person before you end up with something you can't get rid of. I don't know, like herpes or felony charges for something you didn't do because the bitch was crazy. There's a reason that we were taught to court and to get to know someone. That's to see if our personalities even mesh. Most people, they don't mesh. And it takes time to discover that. It takes time to discover the morals and values and the characteristics and the characters of a person. When you're jumping from person to person, you're not learning shit. And matter of fact, you're stunting your development, especially if you're under the age of 30. It's impacting your psyche, honey. You're getting re-traumatized without any healing. You ain't even got time to think, because you was just doing Jim Bob over here on Monday, and by Friday, y'all broke up, and then on Monday, you're with Jacob. You ain't even got time to process your actions, their actions. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't self-analyze like I do, even though people don't want to give me credit for shit. self-awareness is imperative when it comes to growing in personal relationships. If you can't take accountability for shit you've done to your exes, you just gonna keep doing that same shit you did to your ex to other people. And I've talked about this. I've slapped a boyfriend. I've fought a man. Sorry. I looked so serious when I said that. I did. I used to fight one of my exes all the time. And then, let me tell you what happened. Then I dated a real man. And we had an argument and I slapped him. And I still feel bad to this day about it. I feel so bad about it. I think that watching my parents fight when I was growing up led to me believing that it leads you to believe that it's normal. When all you've ever been in is chaos and toxicity, that's what trauma bonds people together. It starts to feel normal. It feels normal to the brain. For instance, say your dad was an alcoholic and would slap you and your brother around. Well, then 20 years later, you meet a man that likes to drink and slap you around. The cycle starts over again. Let me move because the cops came through here and I wonder if they're trying to run me off because it's like peak hour for gas. So I've talked about this before, how it ruined our relationship, how I felt horrible about it, how I knew immediately that I'd fucked up. I was like, oh my God. And the crazy thing is he didn't even hold it against me. It's me that still holds it against me. It's just that it was a pivotal moment in my life. It was about probably 6-7 years or 5 years ago. It was a pivotal moment when I realized that shit that I do is absolutely wrong and that is not acceptable. And if he would have punched me in the eye, I would have deserved it. So, I put my hands on him first. He's not that type of man. He was a good man, but we just come from two different worlds. He was a goody-goody. He had, the prestigious college experience and mom and daddy's love. Things I never knew about. Money. I don't think he grew up with money, but he grew up with more money than me. He didn't grow up in no raggedy trailer in the middle of the damn woods. That's for damn sure. But yeah, you can't hip-hop flip-flop from relationship to relationship and not grow. Communication, I used to think that talking about things was a waste of time, and now I realize that it's the most imperative part of a relationship. Without communication, you don't have a foundation. Without trust, you don't have a foundation. Without respect, you don't have a foundation. Without loyalty, honesty, and respect, that relationship is going to fail. I guess part of maturing and going through failed relationships, you have to have that time alone in order to discover these things. When you're bouncing from relationship to relationship, you're not learning anything. And matter of fact, if you're doing this under the age of 30, you could be re-traumatizing your psyche and also stunting your growth. Trauma stunts the growth psychologically. So children that grow up in homes that are toxic and highly abusive, they have developmental problems, and you can see that when they're adults. Like for me, for instance, I'm childlike a lot. That stems from being traumatized in childhood and not having a proper childhood, and a lot of people suffer from this. You see this extensively nowadays with adults who are obsessed with things like Disney, adults that are obsessed with gaming. They wear nothing but cartoons. When I see somebody in that state, it screams their childhood was stunted. They had a rough childhood, and now their childlike characteristics are coming out in adulthood. Does that make any sense? Every time I see, a 20, 30-year-old girl or guy that's just head to toe in Superman or Lilo and Stitch or whatever, I'm just like, and a lot of these people have a certain look too. You can tell they don't feel well. So I just wonder what happened, I wonder what happened. Yeah, people are crazy trying to get me to move in with them. What the fuck is wrong with them? What part of I have CPTSD. Do these people not understand? Let me put it in perspective. Let's say I move into your house and you decide one night after a couple of wine coolers that you're going to come over and touch my leg. Well, guess what, buddy? It was nice to know you. So a little part of me is protecting people. Because you would be killed dead on the fucking spot. Yeah, I don't put myself in bad situations anymore. Any person that's ever tried to help me was trying to hurt me. I've told y'all the only two people I've ever had help me was a family when I was underage. I was 16 and I was being sexually molested by my stepfather. And I ran away from home, and this lovely couple, this elderly couple, they gave me a place to stay and they never asked me for shit. And matter of fact, they did nothing but help me. They helped me get a car. They helped me get a job. They did what my parents were supposed to be doing, but never did. They helped me learn how to register for my tags and how to register a car and how to get it inspected. And they were some of the best people that I ever could have met at that time. I really feel like the year or two interaction that I had with them put my life on a different course, because if I would have never met them, then I might be a whole different person given the circumstances of all of the turmoil from my childhood and adult life. You know what I mean? They were just good people. I don't know how to explain it. They definitely impacted me psychologically. Seeing the dynamics of a healthy family I'd never experienced before, because my family was so toxic and abusive, that's what felt normal. But seeing the dynamics of their family, how healthy and loving and supportive, and how they guided their children, it had a huge impact on me. I've seen that twice in my life. I've seen two healthy families in my life, one of which I was dating the father, and he had two kids, very healthy dynamic, completely different than my upbringing. And then the couple that tried to help me when I was 16 in a runaway, they had a very normal dynamic of a healthy family. I'm grateful for those experiences, because it helps me understand how detrimental my childhood was, seeing other people grow up in a loving, supporting, normal home. And every family has their problems. I'm not saying that these two families didn't have problems, but they went drinking and drugging and slapping children around and punching kids in the mouth and pulling my hair and doing crazy shit like my parents used to do. I can assure you of that. And they would have never stood for it. That's the crazy part. They would have never stood for it. They would have been ready to fight you if they saw you doing something like that to a child. So that was completely different than my family. You know, a lot of people are out here looking for love in all the wrong places. And that's part of the problem why the divorce rate is so high. People do not cultivate their souls or themselves. Most people don't even know who they are or what they stand for. And it's really sad. You know, we have a society of broken people that hurt people. Staying single is imperative to building a healthy foundation in a relationship. You cannot have a healthy foundation if you've been out here hip-hop from person to person. It takes years of being alone to figure out what you actually like and what you should be looking for in a partner. What I want in a partner is completely separate than what I need in a partner. It's only maturity and wisdom that leads you to the person that you're actually supposed to be with. Some of y'all find them at, 16, 17, 18. I do think that social media plays a huge part in the way that people come and go in relationships. When we look back 30, 40, 50, 60 years, when people got married, they stayed married. My great-grandparents were together for like 60, 70 years. My papa died at like 98, and then my mama died at like 90-something. They were together since the day they met. They got married. My papa was a war veteran. Mama worked in a mill and they were together for forever. You rarely see that anymore. And the reason is because of instant gratification. See, people don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to take accountability. Their egos get in the way and their pride. So when things go south in a relationship, they just kick that person to the curb and start over instead of working on the relationship. That's instant gratification. It's okay. You don't want to act right? I'll go find a new one. It's crazy. And it's only going to get worse. And it makes me fear for my children, because I want my children to have healthy relationships and stable relationships, something I've clearly never had. It's concerning that things are so quick nowadays. These social media, and what it is stemming from is online dating services, Tinder, stuff like that. It's gotten people in the mindset that they can just flip-flop. And they do. And they do. It's crazy. That's not natural. And matter of fact, God would not want that for you. That is not, there's nothing like that in the Bible, honey. Actually, quite the opposite. He talks about how you're going to burn in hell for shit like that. So, call me crazy. I'm so happy alone. Like, seriously, I'm so happy alone. People get on my nerves, okay? If you haven't been able to tell, I have this much patience that God graces me with every day. It's not enough patience to take on a relationship. It's barely enough patience to work every day and try to survive out here. Yeah, hell no. Why is it when you're happy alone, though, the devil sends all his little single minions to come out and try to get their hooks in you? It's crazy. It's like, have you ever dated a girl or a guy and then all of a sudden other people start hitting on you because they know you now have a significant? People are freaking evil. It's crazy. Crazy. Some of y'all that offer these girls places to stay, it is so beyond desperate and crazy. Like, I wonder if I could find a news story on some guy that invited some homeless girl off the internet to his house and then she killed him. Now, I bet you there's stories like that. I bet you money there is. You know there is. You know there is. It's just so crazy. And you know, nobody ever puts themselves in my shoes either. Nobody ever thinks about the fact that I'm the perfect victim. It would be months, if not years, before somebody even realized that I went missing because there's nobody to report me missing. You think these perverts don't know that? You think there ain't been YouTube stars that have met perverts off the internet that were killed? Because there has been. You don't need everybody's help. You don't need everybody's help. I fantasize about cutting your throat sometimes. Some of y'all are predators. Predators. I have been a victim since I was a child. Thanks for noticing. My whole life. Come out the womb a fucking victim. It's crazy. I'm just so proud of myself for the healing I've done. The fact that I can laugh about it and even talk about it. Because for the first 8 years of my life, I couldn't discuss anything that I was going through. And I'm just glad that after 20 years of therapy that I can even discuss parts of my childhood. Because for the longest time I couldn't. There's so much more to talk about, but it's a lot. It really is a lot. And I'm not good with describing things at all. People can't really conceptualize what I'm talking about lots of times because of my own communication. That's what I was saying. Communication is key. I'm working on that. Maybe 5-10 years from now, when I'm sitting in my nice house and I ain't stressing about bills no more, and life is stable and I've finished my education and I'm finally helping members of the community, maybe then I'll think about dating. But the only people that would want a girl in my situation right now are desperate suckers that are looking to abuse me. Stop being naive. You don't need everybody's help, and not everybody is trying to help you. And more often than not, nobody gives a fuck about what you're going through. And don't piss them off, honey. Because then they'll want to come out for your blood. They'll want to see you suffer because you won't suck their dick. Life's wild. Life is so wild. So I figured it out. People like Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips, the guys like them because they're whores. The guys nowadays get mad when girls are not whores and girls have morals and values. It's crazy. It's ass backwards from where it was in the 80s and 90s, where women who had moral value were put on a pedestal and traditionalism was common practice. It's the opposite now. Society is porn is literally rotting these people's brains. Thank you. I was watching interviews with Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue. And something that really stuck out to me was the age of these guys that are showing up to meet these women to receive STDs probably. And how they fawned over these prostitutes. I'm going to call it what it is. How they fawned over these prostitutes. See, if I was out here with an OnlyFans showing nothing but strictly stripping content and acting vulgar and disrespecting myself, then the masses would be clapping like seals on a shore for me. But since I do the opposite and I teach young women to respect themselves and young men to respect themselves, now I've become a target. It's crazy. But you know, they talk about this in Revelations. They say how evil will be celebrated, and if you're a truth teller and you stick to truth, then you're going to be persecuted for it. Prosecuted? You're going to be persecuted? You know what I mean. Pretty much, society will try to destroy you because you're spreading the word of God and you're leading people towards the right way of life. I don't really care. I've been fighting my whole life, so if I go to the grave being defiant, it's on par with the rest of my life. It's on par with the rest of my life, honey. If he didn't get my soul while I was on drugs, he can't have it now. You know what I mean? Y'all hear my bra? It's a plastic thing. Persecuted. Persecuted? No, not the clam jokes. It is very hard to find people to trust. It is pumpkin. It is. People are not to be trusted. Man. I used to think when I was in my 20s, when I would find out that a friend had screwed me over or was talking behind my back, I used to get so bent out of shape about it, and it really bothered me. But it's gotten worse in recent years. Social media has created the space for people to be fake. They can hide behind screen names. They can have fake profile pictures. They can lie behind a fake alias. It's just created a culture of non-authentic people. Social media has messed up the world. It has. It has. These dating apps, these platforms. I mean, for God's sakes, they created a damn Down syndrome Photoshop app. What is it called? I don't use them. Filters. They created a filter. I don't know if it was Snapchat. Hold on. Let me fact check myself. What app had the Down syndrome? Shit. What is it called? Filter. filter. These OnlyFans, let me tell you how disturbed. I don't know who's worse, the OnlyFans models or the guys that was buying this content. I think they need to be on a watch list if they're into handicapped people. I'm not saying that handicapped people aren't lovable, but there's laws to protect them against perverts for a reason. Multiple reports indicate that an AI-powered filter that mimics the physical features of individuals with Down syndrome has appeared on several social media platforms. Let me tell you something. I had a mentally challenged uncle, and these would have been fighting grounds. Like, I would have been, thank God, the internet wasn't around, because I probably would have hunted down whoever created this app. Do you hear me? This is unacceptable, and it's weird. Once again, who should we be mad at more? The models that used this Down syndrome. What it would do was, it's a filter for the face. Y'all know how all these bitches have filters because they're not happy with themselves. And it's a filter. So the girls go to take a video and it makes their face look like they have an extra chromosome. We all know that people with Down syndromes, and there's different levels to that. A lot of people that have the heavy chromosomes, the extra one, their face has a distinct look, okay? Some social media app, I think it was Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok, they had this Down syndrome filter. OnlyFans models who sell their butthole online for $2.99 decided that they were going to start making content like they had an extra chromosome. Do you know that these weirdos, the customers of OnlyFans, started gobbling this stuff up? I saw one of the videos. What's his name? Joey Swole? Is that who that is? I don't know. I think he had a video that he posted today, and it was an OnlyFans model that was outside of her apartment complex, and she's prancing around like she has Down syndrome, and she's got the filter on, and it's very disturbing. Once again, I don't know who should be in jail more, the model or the customers that bought this material. But that goes, think about the psychology behind that for a minute, and I can go ahead and give you an insight into that, because as it just so happens, I study way too many sex crimes. It's about power and control. These perverts would be into this content because of the lack of intellectual, and I'm not saying these people are slow, but they're attracted to this person not having the will or the ability to say no. Does that make any sense? It's about power and control and the lack of intellectual intelligence in the victim. The filter has been widely criticized and condemned as disturbing, insensitive, and exploitive. What about a sex crime, fam? What about all these people need to be on a watch list because they're attracted to people that are disabled? People who cannot consent by law to sexual activity. This is crazy. It has been used in problematic ways, including creating content creating sexual content and promoting adult subscription sites like OnlyFans. It's crucial to be aware of the ethical concerns surrounding this filter. And here's the thing: if they would have just had a damn filter and been taking pictures with the filter, that would have been fine. It's when they started using it in adult content that it become concerning. I mean, I do think, well, let's ask them. Let's ask the people that are with Down syndrome how they feel about it. I think we should leave it up to them. Do you want a filter that resembles you out there for public use or no? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it is insensitive. But do I think that the Down syndrome community would care? No, not at all. Not at all. They're some of the happiest people you ever met. They'd be like, sure, use it. Well, yeah. Like, we'll say we're sisters. Like, They're some of the sweetest people. It's when they cross that line into using it for sexual exploitation and to make money, in my opinion, that it crossed the line. And like now, given the circumstances, I don't even think these things should be readily available for people to use, but it seems like there's still a couple of sites that do let, because it says here that new accounts using the filter and problematic content may reappear under different names. So it sounds like these girls are just renaming the videos and going through different outlets to spread these videos. So creepy. If you don't care, then I don't need you here. Oh, congratulations, Omar. That's a long time to be married. 32 years. That's something to be proud of. Something to be proud of. Puerto Rico. Yeah, I know, no doubt. Stay safe. You watching the news in Puerto Rico, I see. Yeah, the Americas are on fire. Thank you. Where's my passport? I'm on the way to Puerto Rico. Oh, it's in storage. We'll have to stop by storage before we catch a plane or a boat or a raft. I might Tom Hanks it, honey. I'm desperate. This place sucks. Puerto Rico, I'm jealous. I love the islands. Any island. What island? All of them. It doesn't matter. The Philippines, I don't care. The West Coast, the East Coast, the Virgin Islands, Bahamas, just send me. Just send me. Key Largo, I don't care. Any island. Which islands, Brooke? All of them. All of them. Just send me anywhere. Make sure I got my soccer ball, though, because I'm going to need him. He's my only friend. Wilson! Speaking of the world's on fire, what's going on with the city being burned to the ground? Oh, snap. So Texas, Jesus Christ. I wonder if they'll recruit me now. They need me. I wonder if they'll let me join now. I wonder if I can call that recruiter from 6 months ago and be like, hey, buddy, I see that you kind of need some people. Did you change your mind? Damn. They're activating 5,000 military members in Texas. Republican Governor Greg Abbott announced that he is deploying 5,000 members of the Texas National Guard across the state in anticipation for escalated protests. Good for him. Good for him. Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, they're doing a good job. Let's see what's going on in LA. Hundreds of arrests as the rallies continue. That's it. Oh God, what is going on? California Senator Alex Padilla? Listen, shit. It's trying to make me buy something. California Senator Alex Padilla forcibly removed, handcuffed during Kristi Noem press conference. Ugh, it won't let me. This is bullshit. I'm gonna take a screenshot and then read it. He was in a federal building. Hold on. He was detained and forcibly removed by the U.S. Secret Service during a press conference by Homeland Security Kristi Noem in Los Angeles on Thursday. Another sign of heightened tensions over the Trump's immigration raids. He was in the federal building to receive a briefing with General Gregory Gullett, the commander of the United States Northern Command, and was listening to Noem's press conference when he tried to ask a question. At some point, he was arrested. It won't let me read it, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't pay to buy it. I'm sorry. How many National Guard and Marines is that already? 7,700. And there's probably been more than that deployed. I just don't know. Deployed military. Trump has now ordered the deployment of roughly 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines just to Los Angeles. So they had initially sent 2,000 plus the 700 Marines. Now they have 4,000 plus the 700 Marines and then an additional 5,000 in Texas. Is that what Abbott said? They made almost 100 arrests yesterday. It's crazy. Hello. Well, thank you. I will one day. Right now, I need to focus on my situation. And that's another thing. When you're going through real life events like this is the worst time that you get involved in a relationship. That's the dumbest thing you can do. You need to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself a little while. Things will get better. I wonder why that person was arrested. What person was arrested in the conference call in California? Or the Naomi. Yeah, I see it. There's pictures. Oh God, they're pushing and shoving and shoving him. I'm so sick of this. No, I don't want you to. Oh my God, now the whole screen's gone crazy. Let me see if I can find another article I don't have to pay for. Oh God, they were really squat. Is this for real life? We live in a free country. I literally can't even pull up an article on this because you have to pay for all of them. So I don't know what happened because scam artists, scammers, they're all scammers. So it looks like they didn't fully arrest him. He was briefly detained and removed from the conference. Do you get a little tingly inside when you see these people in positions of power getting arrested? I do. I get all tingly inside. What a sack of crap. So he's a Democrat from California. So, hold on one second. Oh God. Alejandro Padilla, senator from California. He's held that position since 2021. Tell me that you were a DEI hire without telling me that you were a DEI hire. He's a member of the Democratic Party. He served as the 30th Secretary of the State of California from 2015 to 2021 and was a member of the California State Senate and the Los Angeles City Council. He was an engineer for Hughes Aircraft, and he wrote software for satellite systems. He's a former member of the governing board of MIT and president of the National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officials. I fucking called it. The NALEO, National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officials. How racist. Where's the white people category? Which has a membership of more than 6,000 Latinos, U.S. officials. So he began his career in politics as a Democrat, started in 95, in part due to his response to California Proposition 187 in 1994, which excluded illegal immigrants from all non-emergency public services, including public education. The proposition was criticized as a novice backlash against Latin American immigrants, legal and illegal alike. On July 1st of 1999, at age 26, which, by the way, his brain wasn't even fully developed by, he was sworn in as a member of the Los Angeles City Council. 2 years later, his colleagues elected him city council president. He was the first Latino and the youngest person elected president of the Los Angeles City Council, defeating Ruth Glantler. On September 13th of 2001, 2 days after the 9/11 attacks, he became the acting mayor of Los Angeles for a couple of days while the mayor, James K. Hahn, traveled out of the city. So he's been in office for almost 30 fucking years, and that state has gotten worse and worse and worse as he climbed his way up the political ladder into a Senate seat. Damn. It's crazy to learn about the history, and I was living during this time, so it's kind of sad. He was reelected in 2010 with a nearly 70% of the vote over the Republican Kathleen Evans. They voted for this shit. Let's be clear. Californians, they wanted this. This is what they voted for. They're the ones that put themselves in this position because they voted for a Democrat. And they had a long history of crooked Democrats that done nothing while they were in office, but still and yet, they just want to live in a state of insanity, doing the same shit over and over and over, expecting a different result. Oh, he banned plastic bags. Well, what do you carry your groceries in, homie? That's all he did? He also passed legislation in 2008 requiring restaurants to showcase the ingredients and the calories that are in their food. So he banned plastic bags, and he made restaurants disclose calorie information on menus. That's all he's done in 30 years. He also favors abortion rights, saying in 2018 that abortion rights are non-negotiable. He's a climate and environmentalist, climate activist, environmentalist. He supports illegal immigration and undocumented. He actually sped up the citizenship process for undocumented immigrants in essential jobs. He's literally done nothing for 30 years. It's crazy. Well, he was arrested, and then they let him go. No surprise. That's what happens when you keep voting for the same stupid shit and instead of picking up a book and opening up your phone and figuring out who's what. I would always recommend to check up on a candidate's history. All you have to do is put in their name, and they'll have a wiki page, and you can see everything they did in their career. It's that simple. You know, it's that simple. Thank you. Is it Taya? Taya? Y'all, I think I'm going to go relax on the mountain. Might as well get as much sleep as I can while I still have a car. You know what I mean? Because once I don't have a car, yeah, you can't. Well, the reason you can't sleep is because your life is in danger when you close your eyes. You're exposed. So somebody can run up on you, beat you in the head, rob you while you're asleep. They can come up and rape you. They can come up and cut your throat. And more often than not, there's people out here waiting for you to fall asleep. Thank you so much, James T. Great smile, by the way. Thank you. It's like, Tay-ya. I got you. Like, hi-ya. Tay-ya. Sorry. I'm such a kid. Thank you so much, James. Well, Omar, they said yesterday, Pam Bondi was on the news. She said that they're going to be charging them with felonies. I posted a clip on my shorts. You can go see it. She said that they had enacted some law, some legal loophole, and they were going to be charging these looters in California with felonies. No questions asked. And I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, y'all heard what I said yesterday. If the cops wanted to shoot them dead in the street, I would have no problem with it. This is an invasion at this point. We know that there's like 11 million people, approximately. It could be as high as 22 million. We don't know. But they're planning more stuff for this weekend. I would advise to stay off the road, stay in the house. Don't be anywhere near a city where this shit's going to pop off. If you're in the Greensboro, Charlotte, Raleigh area, stay out of the damn city. You never know what can happen. I would stay far away from anywhere where they're going to be doing these No Kings protests because it's liable to get crazy. I'm actually scared for the state. Well, I saw the first protest, and it was a bunch of people that couldn't run if their life depended on it. And so they weren't trying to be hostile here in North Carolina because the people here are not fighters. So, the people that are from Mexico, they're freaking fighters. I mean... It's a third world country. Of course they're survivalists. It's a little different. America, these people come from a life of luxury, and the best that they can do is get behind their keyboards to fight for something. You're not going to catch them out in the streets of North Carolina fighting. They're wimps. I watched the aerial surveillance footage from the plane, from the media, and everybody was just standing down there peaceful as pie. So I don't think it'll get crazy in North Carolina, but you really don't know who's coming out Saturday. They're expecting millions of people to turn out for this event on Saturday. So just stay safe, and if you're in a liberal city, I would recommend staying in the house because you never know what can happen, and you don't want to get caught in the crosshairs of this bullshit. It's very concerning, and this is what I was worried about. And I think that there's probably footage somewhere from last year where I was like, oh God, what if they ever rose up? Any illegal immigrant. I knew that we had too many that they were not checked, and a lot of which were criminals. So there's footage of that somewhere. Once again, it only took 19 people to do the September 11th hijackings. We have millions of people here. This changes the dynamics significantly. And judging by the fact that we almost have 10,000 troops deployed, thank God for the states that are taking this serious, and the Trump administration, because if they weren't, I can assure you Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass wouldn't be doing anything about it. They were going to let it get so bad, they weren't going to do anything about it. Because they're sheep. They're wimps. I just hope that everybody stays safe, and I hope everybody has a good night. I hope everybody has a great night. And stay single. If you're fresh single, stay single. Stay single for at least a year. After a year, you're going to want to be single. I swear to God. It's so crazy how the brain switches up when you start to appreciate and love yourself. You don't need to fill a void anymore. You're not looking to fill a void with frivolous BS. It's crazy. Take a break for you. Take a break for your psyche. Take a break to cultivate your soul, to cultivate your identity, to cultivate what you believe in. Those things are imperative for a healthy foundation for a relationship. And if both parties are not in the same place, a healthy place, psychologically, stability-wise, it's going to go south. You have to make sure you're doing things the right way. There's absolutely a method to the madness of healthy dating. And I'll do some research on that tonight, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm being for real, though. Stay single for a year and come back and tell me you aren't happier than you've ever been in your life. I promise you, I will not lead you in the wrong direction. I'm not saying never look for the love of your life or to be celibate for your whole life. What I'm saying is take a break for you to assess you. Because without doing that, you're never going to be okay to be with somebody. You can't love anybody else until you learn to love yourself. And so many people are trying to fill that void with these dating apps, with these hookup apps, with the weekend's next girlfriend. You can't do that. You're harming yourself. And I want y'all to love yourselves, and I want y'all to appreciate yourselves. And I love you guys, and we'll talk tomorrow. I'm going to go actually relax. I'm actually going to go shave. I'm actually going to go shave because I just realized I got peach fuzz, and y'all know I usually shave every day. I guess my depression's getting the best of me. Listen, at least I don't look like a complete leftist. It could be worse, man. I don't look like I got no midget in the headlock or nothing yet, so I'm going to go shave. I love you guys, and I'm going to eat my chicken with some soup tonight. I'll take some pictures and show y'all. Love you guys, and cultivate your soul. And I love you guys, and pray for me because God knows I need it, and I'm praying for y'all. Bye, y'all. I'm working.